My friend, I mean, is there like, do you have any initial thoughts about this? Like just in general?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't consider myself an expert yet. I definitely have done a lot of work on all of this stuff. I mean, you touched on it, depression as it relates to activity. I actually wrote a literature analysis almost 2 years ago. So any exercise that you do, whether it's aerobic, whether you're going for a walk, a run, a jog, whatever the intensity it is, as long as you're moving, resistance training is great. Studies have actually shown it increases the part of your brain, the size of it, and the function that controls mood, decision making, motivation, and clear thought process. So, if you're struggling with getting to the gym, at least maybe try to move. Try to go for a walk once, twice, 3 times a day. It's also a progressive thing. You got to build on your success each and every day. Try to focus on what you're doing well rather than harp on what you're doing wrong. As
Right.
far as gyms go during quarantine, um, it's funny. I would actually say that as long as you're not suffering from one of those underlying conditions and you're under the age of 70, the gyms probably are safer now than they were before the coronavirus. I mean, if you think about it practically, if you walk in, people are wearing masks at all times, at least at the gyms I've gone to in Virginia. You have to wipe down your equipment. There are regularly scheduled cleaning services coming through most gyms multiple times a day, cleaning all of the equipment. Whereas before, think about it, you have people breathing, sweating, and whatever elsing all over each other with less cleaning.
Yeah. Licking each other.
Exactly. So, I mean, it
Yeah.
can leave
Just
you at
really,
risk
yeah.
for, yeah, it leaves you at risk for, skin diseases, other infections, whatever. But yeah, just as you said, you just got to be careful. I mean, you walking into a gym probably know whether or not you should be in there, whether you feel safe, and you're probably right, whichever that decision is. So,
Right, exactly. I mean, yeah, I feel like going to a gym now is kind of really just about the eyeball test. Because the other thing was that I was reading was just the amount of just like anything else, the amount of guidelines that the CDC put out specifically for gyms. Like
yeah, yeah,
they have to follow those to stay open.
right. Yeah,
So yeah, it's exactly like what you were saying. Like I feel like that's completely valid in the fact that yeah, these things are getting disinfected
yeah.
them themselves. It's more about the company in your gym rather than the gym itself.
I agree. And I also think you'll find the majority of the population and the majority of these businesses, they want to stay open. They need the money, they need the revenue. These people want to use the gyms. And so they're going to follow these regulations. I mean, I've been to like 3 different gyms in the past 4 or 5 months. And if you have your mask even below your
Okay, big
nose,
guy.
okay, you're getting yelled at. You're getting
Yeah, no,
yelled
hundred
at,
percent,
you
hundred
know?
percent. It's crazy too, because at the beginning of this, so Matt's kind of been my fitness guru. So look, if you knew me when I was young, if you knew me when I was in high school, I was fat, man. I was fat as fuck.
You're cute. It was cool.
Yeah, well, being compared to Gibby for my Carly is only cute for so
Oh,
long.
that's tough.
I'm back now though. I'm fit. I'm fit. But but here's the thing. I reached out to Matt at the beginning because I probably started lockdown at 190 pounds. And then I shot back up to about 219. Like I was
That's
not looking
crazy.
good. I know. Well, and then I texted you and I was like, hey man, what do I need to do here? Because at that point, I was grossed out by the gym. I was working out at home. And the biggest thing that helped me was just that like circuit training mindset. Or like you could probably explain it better than me.
Getting your heart rate up. If it's hard,
Yeah.
it's probably good for you. And I promise you, as hard as it is, and as much as you feel like you're gonna die, you're not gonna freaking die.
Right.
It's good for you. And again, it's so crucial to get your body moving. You
Right.
know, that motivation. It's also like a muscle. You gotta exercise it, or else it's gonna get weak and it's gonna become harder. But as long as, and that's the thing about going to a gym, that's another thing. I mean, if you think about it, versus working out at home, if you have a gym membership, right, you're paying to have that membership. So that's a motivator to go. Like, all right, if I'm paying money to go, I might as well go, right?
Dude, when I'm at the gym, like, and Jenna and I were talking about this like right before you joined us, is Dude, when I'm at the gym, I'm there to work. Like I'm there to work out. When you're at home, it's harder to like. It's way
Yeah.
harder to find that motivation. You know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
you're there, and like it's like what else you gonna do there? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
The
So
hardest thing, I mean, I was a personal trainer for a very short stint, but the hardest thing is to freaking get there. And if you put your hand on the door handle of the gym, you won the battle for the day. Like you're there. You
yeah,
drove there, you got yourself dressed, you got there. I mean,
yeah,
you won for that day. Like you said, you might as well work out. It's the only thing you're doing
exactly.
while you're there. So
Around the world.